Good afternoon, traders. It is Friday, December 16th, 2016. U.S. stock market is closed. Hey, we had a lousy day today, but, I'm actually feeling pretty good, and I'll explain that in a second. We had about negative 7,800, I think, or so yesterday in open trade. We got out of that a little bit better. We got out with negative 6,500 today. But the bad thing is we managed to get in about a half a dozen new trades, and they all stunk. And we're carrying another negative 7,500 over the weekend going into Monday. So not a good day. It's just not a good day. Not a disastrous day, but just not a good day. Uh, Dow is definitely having some problems up here. It started out positive, and then it gets up here and hits an exhaustion phase and sells off, and it actually ended up closing negative 9 points today. I know I called it up yesterday. I'm wrong, but in some ways I'm not wrong because it won't sell off. It won't go higher either, and that's a bad situation for us. We would like this thing either to sell off or take off. I watched Fox News, and they're making a big deal out of this, the Dow breaking 20,000, and they're going to probably cut into their live programming and, beat some drums and everything else when this thing finally hits 20,000. It's kind of a hard news story to cover, though, because for the last 4 days, every time the Dow gets close to within striking distance of that 20,000 mark, it pulls back. It's definitely hanging on the ceiling right here. And from our perspective, we'd like to see the thing either sell off or break through that 20,000 real soon. So we'll just have to see how that goes. I said, even though we had a bad day, I'm feeling pretty good about today, and that's because I've completed my research for developing a new portfolio, which I will should get out this weekend to everybody. And if you're using TradeStation 9.5, just email me and I will email you all the workspaces in the new portfolio. So you don't have to do any setups if you don't want to. If you want to do setups, it's pretty fast and easy to do that. But anyway, I will get the new portfolio out. I guess when I researched everything, I saw some things in there that gave me reason for optimism. I think we had a portfolio of 57 some stocks. What I've done is I've removed 23 of those, and basically I took out all the underperforming stocks. If it underperformed, it's out of the portfolio. And when I got through, I had 23 in the trash can. I'm adding 13 new ones, and I had to look pretty long and hard to find 13 really good ones. But I am very confident about the new stocks that are going in there. So we end up with about 47 stocks in the portfolio. That's a net drop of 10 stocks. But that, I think, is a good thing too. It'll cut down on the number of trades. And as I say, I'm looking at this portfolio. I'm just saying, hey, this thing's got to go. I mean, I really think it's going to go, and it should maybe reduce some of this frustration that we've been experiencing. Anyway, okay, as far as what I have to show you, and I am taking out a lot of energy stocks. Okay, we were just tilted too heavy toward the energy sector, and it isn't that that was terrible. As I say, that's the reason we had that $100,000 day just a week and a half ago or so, because energy really took off, and we had so much in energy. The problem is, if energy has a bad day, we really get clobbered, and so I didn't like the lack of diversification there. So I've taken a lot of energy out of the portfolio and put stuff that is should add a little more diversity to the overall portfolio. That might cut down on some of our equity volatility that we've been seeing. Okay, I'll show you. This is one of the most volatile stocks that we trade. It is an energy stock. It's SGY Stone Energy, and I thought maybe this was going to come out of the portfolio. It's not an underperforming stock. So this baby is staying in there, even though it's given me heartburn. And in the last 2 days, it's given me heartburn too. If you look at this chart, yesterday Stone Energy closed way down here, and then let's just not look at our buy and sell points, but look at this huge move in 2 days. Folks, this has gone from $4.5 to a high here of $8.5. You know, like a 95% move there. And that's huge in 2 days. And normally, with a move like that, we're making all kinds of money. We didn't make money on Stone Energy. Unfortunately, it just, that's the way the system doesn't work out for us sometimes. Fortunately, we were not long when this thing did the gap, thank God. But it came up here. We ended up buying basically the high of the day yesterday. Then it pulls back against us pretty substantially there. It popped up a little to let us out here, and we only had like an $800 loss there. That was good. And then the thing just explodes, and it has a huge spike right in the middle of the day, and guess what? We ended up buying the top of that spike. Oh my God. This thing pulls back. It's back against us about $6,000 here. Then it turns around and it gets up here, and we're up about $2,000 up on top of this cliff here. But then it sells off the last 30 minutes of the day, and we're down $4,500. So, yeah, major heartburn here with Stone Energy, but I'm still keeping it in the portfolio. A stock that is this volatile is going to make us money over time. Anyway, that's the way I read it. And finally, I'll show you, this was really the only good trade of the day. This is Degaz Inverse Natural Gas. We bought that midday here. Didn't close. Really, we didn't have much going on the close, but Degaz is famous for its gaps. It gaps up this morning. Unfortunately, it pulled back a little before we get out, but we still got 3,500 positive out of Degaz. So, a wild day. I got to be optimistic, though. I like this portfolio. If you're a customer of mine, you will get it this weekend. This is Trader Bob signing off. I'll be back here online on Monday.